The Miami Dolphins have announced their latest head coaching hire, and I got to say, they went out and hired Mike McDaniel, and at first I wanted to kind of come out and put out a knee-jerk reaction, but I felt, you know what? Let's give it a day. Let's ingest and then digest. Let's look where this, look at all things of this and make sure that we're handling this the right way, because I feel like a lot of teams, or a lot of people, can kind of come out and just come out with knee-jerk reactions and not look at the full scope of things. So I wanted to kind of look at it, kind of what Mike McDaniel brought to the 49ers, and I think there's a reason for a lot of excitement. First of all, though, I do think it's important to say I don't think Brian Flores deserved to be fired after going 24-25 in 3 seasons with the Dolphins, which included a 10-6 finish in 2020. I just didn't agree with it, but that's a discussion for another day, and we're just going to focus today on the hiring of head coach Mike McDaniel. A little bit of a background for you on McDaniel. Was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers last year and the running game coordinator for the 3 years prior, according to my Wikipedia research. I'm just kidding, but I say it's a risk because there was a lot of guys that they had on their list that they could have went with that I don't want to say necessarily would have been safer or necessarily would have been the wiser choice, because I think Mike McDaniel can do some amazing things in Miami, but there were the Dolphins did interview guys like Brian Daboll, Dan Quinn, Kellen Moore, Leslie Frazier, Vance Joseph, all those guys, and I felt like this was kind of one of those things where they wanted to do something different, and I think this is different. Like, this is absolutely different. I think Mike McDaniel is one of those coaches, or is going to be one of those coaches that is innovative. I mean, if you look at what he has done with their running game over the last couple of seasons, like, everybody in the stadium knows they're going to run the football. But it's the way that he's able to incorporate his playmakers. It's the way that he is able to come up with new concepts that just makes it so hard to stop. Like, again, everybody knows they're going to run the ball, but it's how they're going to run it. I mean, whether it's a pulling guard, whether it's, just the different blocking concepts, like, he's very innovative. And I think that's a big thing that the Dolphins need. And I think one of the things that really stuck out to me was how, again, he didn't have a superstar running back. Like, Elijah Mitchell is a very good running back, but the way he made everybody else look was amazing to me. Like, over the, guys like Jeff Wilson and all of them over the years, and I'm really excited to see how this goes. And I know some of that had to do with Kyle Shanahan. I understand that, but I do think that when you see a guy that's come with Kyle Shanahan on most of his stops, and has continually just made positive changes, I think it's reason for optimism. I really do. I think, I think Mike McDaniel is going to do some things to this Dolphins running game that could make it very interesting. You got Myles Gaskin back there, Phillip Lindsay as well, and I think there's a lot to be excited about with this hire. And I do think also another player that I think should be really excited about this is Jalen Waddle. Specifically for the reason that this last year we saw a guy like Deebo Samuel, who, in my mind, I mean, all-pro season, finished. He finished like I've never seen before. I felt my heart just broke for the guy that when he lost in the NFC Championship game, and your heart breaks for guys like that. But this game is more than a game. Like, I always say, why are you crying? It's only a game. It's not a game. Like, it means a lot to a lot of guys. Like, this is honestly such an important thing for a lot of people. And, I think at the end of the day, getting back on subject here, I think a guy like Jalen Waddle, who had over 100 catches this year as a rookie, over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns with Tua Tagovailoa, who is out for a couple of games, I think this is very exciting. I think you're going to see Mike McDaniel really incorporate Jalen Waddle a lot in the run game, which is, I believe that was kind of a key thing that was missing from last year. Now, don't get me wrong. They gave him his opportunities. Jalen finished out a couple of carries, also had a touchdown on the ground this year, but only 2 carries. I think that number is going to go way up, I would say, in that 100 attempt range. Maybe not quite that much, but he'll get a couple touches in the run game every game. So I think, 4 to 5 carries at least a game for him, and I think that's big. Again, I think you're going to see this offensive line might change. I don't know. You're going to want to see, I think you're going to see a lot of things change with this running game. And I think you're also going to see a lot of help for Tua Tagovailoa. I think if you can have a strong run game, and that's the thing is, I don't think Tua is a problem. Like, I think you can win with Tua. I think you can win a Super Bowl with Tua. And I think if you can do, especially get him some help in the run game, get him that, I think over the last couple of seasons, the 49ers have had one of the best run games in the entire league. So I think moving forward, the Dolphins, they're going to change a lot. And I think Mike McDaniel is going to do some positive things. And I'm excited for the hire. Like I said, is it a big risk? Yes. Is it a leap? Yeah. So are those two the same things? Yes. But I think that moving forward, at times that's what franchises need to do. Like, for instance, for the Vikings, I think if you look at the way they finished with Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman, they needed to try something different. Now they've hired guys like Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, and and I think the official reports are that Kevin O'Connell is going to be the next head coach. But I think this is what the Dolphins needed. They needed to come out, try something different. And again, I think it's going to be really interesting. I think they're going to use a lot of their playmakers, and I think that's how you win football games. I think that's how you get guys like Deebo Samuel on the first team All Pro, and I think we could say the same thing or see the same thing for a guy like Jalen Waddle next year. So I'm really excited about the hire, and I think he's going to do some great things for the Dolphins. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. In our description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. We'd greatly appreciate it. Give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com. Or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the Miami Dolphins' latest hire of Mike McDaniel.